Hey everybody, welcome to this 30-minute restorative yoga practice. I taught this sequence to my college students, and they absolutely loved it. It was on a Thursday, which is the end of the week, obviously. And by that time, they're done. I'm done. We're all just depleted. We're ready for the weekend. So I said, no standing, no sun salutations, no chaturangas. I'm not doing another chaturanga this week. We're going to restore and chill and relax. And it was so nice. So, by request, I am delivering this practice to the masses and certainly to my college students that would love to do it again anytime they please. So, 30 minutes ish, because I start talking, and we're just going to go ahead and get started, all right? All right. So, we're going to start out sitting up, whatever seated position feels good for us right now. Sitting nice and tall. And let's just go ahead and place our hands in our lap with our palms facing up or on our knees, palms facing up. Whatever seated position feels good for you right now, that's the one you want to be in. All right? We can close our eyes if that feels okay for us right now. Just take this nice sigh, this nice collective breath. Lifting through the crown of the head, eyes are just gently closed if that's where we are today. And we remember that restoring our body actually takes work. It takes effort to relax. It takes time and patience to find some stillness. So if we feel like our mind is starting to wander other places, that is completely normal. Just let your mind wander there and then just come on back to your breath. Every inhale that we take, we feel that chest rise. And every exhale, we feel our shoulders just melt away from our ears. Letting that breath just fill up our entire body, and then we just release it and let it go. Paying a little bit more attention to our breath here, where every inhale is about 3 or 4 counts. Same with every exhale. And we're just setting up our breath rhythm, our own pace. This breath rhythm takes us throughout our practice and even beyond. It's just our go-to for when we want to bring our body back to some calm. It's not just about taking 1 or 2 deep breaths. It's about setting up a rhythm for some peace. And lastly, we'll set our intention here. Whatever it is that we want to dedicate our practice to. Maybe someone else needs a little healing, or perhaps we have some decisions to make. Maybe we just need a little more of something or a little less of something. Whatever it is, we let that thought gently float into our mind. And on an exhale, we just send it on its way. Just a few more breaths here, maybe even bringing a soft smile to our face as we get ready for the work of relaxation. We'll go ahead, gently open up our eyes, sitting up nice and tall. Let's lift those hands all the way up to the sky. Take a big breath in. Exhale, push away. Yes. A couple more times, just like that. Inhale, lift the hands all the way up to the sky. And exhale, reach toward the walls to the side, releasing. Inhale, gathering in what's good. And exhale, letting go. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. So this time we'll lift our hands up toward the sky in preparation. And on our exhale, drop the hands in front of us. Just walk it all the way out. Yes. Taking our time getting there, reaching long with our hands, letting our head drop. Feel yourself breathing into that lower back. Letting the head be heavy. Remembering our breath rhythm, those 3 and 4 counts on our inhales and exhales. We'll take a gentle breath in here to prepare. And on our exhale, push ourselves back up to seated. Sitting up nice and tall. Lifting that left hand toward the sky. Let's take it behind us so our fingers are facing our body. And same thing with the right. Just the counter pose to that folds. This time we're going to open up in the chest. Pushing into the mat as we lift our head slightly. Lift that chin just a little bit. And just push that chest toward the sky. If your practice takes you to a place today where you'd like to lift your hips, go for it. We're not going to drop that head back. We're not going to put it in any direction that our neck is not made to go in. So it's just a slight lift here. Taking that breath in to prepare. And on our exhale, we will come on back down to seated. Bringing our hands back to our knees. Left hand is on the mat. Let's take this right hand, lift it up nice and high. Big breath in. On our exhale, just walk that left hand out and take this nice stretch in both arms. So the stretch is coming from the side body. The stretch is coming from here, that right side. It's our powerhouse, our core, center of everything. Center of gravity, whatever we want to call it, lots of names for it. But the thing to remember here is that our power, our confidence, it all stems from our core area. So whenever we take these stretches where we're just restoring the arms, we want to think about using that powerhouse to get as far as we can into that stretch, and the arms just kind of go along for the ride. So the stretch doesn't come from, I'm going to reach super high. The stretch comes from, I'm going to dig within and find that power to find that restoration. Gentle breath in here. On our exhale, we're going to come on back to center. Lifting that left hand up nice and high. Take a big breath in. And on our exhale, just walk that right hand out. Take that nice stretch. Yes. Keeping both legs on the mat. Sometimes this side might want to ride up, but we're in control. Just a couple of breaths here. Staying open toward the sky so we're not rounding toward that mat. Yes. We all need a little restoration every now and then. So this isn't really a sleepy time practice. It's not an energy building one. It's exactly what it is. It's just restore. Gentle inhale here. On our exhale, come on back to center. So it can really be done any time of day. Let's lift our hands all the way up toward the sky. And on our exhale, let's take a little twist here toward that left side. Maybe even holding on to that left knee, but still sitting up nice and tall. If you're looking for a practice, I believe that I do. I'm pretty sure I do have some wind down practices. There might be a 10-minute wind down, and there might even be a 20-minute wind down in the YouTube library. There's a little yoga sequence for everything. That's why I love it. We're looking over that gentle left shoulder, nice and easy here, taking a gentle breath in. And on our exhale, we'll come on back to center. Inhale, lift the hands all the way up toward the sky. We're just going to push away here, reaching long with our fingers. Yes, let's do that again. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. There it is. All right. Inhale to prepare. Let's take that twist over to the right side. Nice and gentle. Remember, we're restoring. We're not trying to push ourselves to go super, super far to make that twist happen. This is the time where we just kind of give our body what it needs right now because it has been through a lot, right? It has gotten us this far. We're just showing it some extra TLC today, a little extra tender loving care. Looking over that right shoulder, let's take one more gentle breath in here. And on our exhale, release on back to center. So let's swing our feet around, make our way to all fours. Just gonna do a couple of cat-cows. Love on that spine. Hands under the shoulders, knees right under those hips. We'll take a gentle breath in. And on our exhale, let's round that spine. Yes. Inhale, leading with the tailbone. Slight lift of that chin. And exhale, again, leading with that tailbone, take that round. Listen to the sound of your breath. No need to try to quiet anything or stifle anything. Listen to the sound of your breath, those inhales and definitely those exhales. Just a couple more here. Yes, always feels good. Knowing if we need to make fists for wrists because our wrists are getting a little tender, we certainly can do that. I like Spider-Man hands. This is where I come onto my finger pads. Oh yeah, that feels nice. Let's do just one more here. Just one more of each. And exhale, round. There we go. All right. Hanging out in that tabletop position. Let's walk our hands forward just a couple of inches, tucking our toes under, making our way to our first downward dog. That's about as challenging as it's going to get today. Yes, or I should say about as high as it's going to get. We're not going to go any higher than this downward dog. No standing, no chaturangas, no flipping the dog. What else? No wheel, giant back bends. This is just where we honor where we are today, and we just give our joints, our bones, our skin, our body just what it deserves. We're walking the dog here, using our breath pace as we press into the palms of the hands. Inhaling as one side bends and exhaling to the other side. Yes, slowing it down. Let that head be heavy. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Let's lower both knees on down to the mat. Find our child's pose. Send those hips back toward the heels as we reach long. Taking a gentle breath in. And on our exhale, let's walk those hands on over to one side. Doesn't matter which side. Just reach long with the arms. Breathing deep. And then let's go ahead on an exhale, walk those hands on over to the opposite side. Everything gets our attention, each side. There we go. Gentle breath in. On our exhale, let's come on back to center. We're going to find this nice little puppy dog stretch here. This is where we have our hips right over the knees. And let's drop on down to our arms, reaching long with them, resting our forehead on the mat if that's okay today. Nice puppy dog stretch. Every once in a while I get a little obsessed with a certain pose or move. And it just kind of shows up in every sequence that I teach. So this month right now is the puppy dog stretch. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it. It feels good on the shoulders. Feels really nice on the back. It's a great spine stretch. It's almost as challenging as downward dog, but I find it not as taxing. So while we're here getting ready to thread the needle, we will take our right arm, lifting it up nice and high, and then send that right arm underneath the left arm. Palm is facing up, and dropping that right shoulder toward the mat, maybe resting our forehead on the mat or resting our right cheek. This is threading the needle. And we try to have our hips as centered as we possibly can. Sometimes they want to start kind of jetting over to one side, so we just kind of make that little shift on back. This is so great for shoulders, so great for shoulder love. Just a couple more breaths here. Gentle inhale. One more exhale. Inhaling to prepare. And let's lift that right arm out from underneath, taking it nice and long next to the left. So we're in that puppy dog stretch here. And while we're here, before we get that threading the needle on the other side, let's lift our arms up. So we're pressing into the palms of the hands, still in that puppy dog stretch. But now we're feeling just an interesting warming sensation in those arms. And maybe even finding those Spider-Man hands here, lifting the wrists, pressing into the finger pads, just firing up those arms a little bit. Gentle breath in. On our exhale, let's lower those arms back down. Getting ready to thread the needle on the other side, lifting that left hand nice and high. And let's place it underneath that right arm. Left palm is facing up. Gonna drop that left shoulder down. Maybe rest our cheek on the mat or our forehead. A couple of breaths here. Any adjustment we feel we need to make, we take the time to do that. We take the time to come out of a pose and make those adjustments. I was making a wardrobe adjustment there, but I also felt like my knees were kind of far away. So one side might be very different than the other. Trying to keep those hips centered or as close to the center as possible. We'll take one more gentle breath in here. And on our exhale, come on out. Take that left hand out from underneath. There we go. Let's find our child's pose. Send those hips back toward our heels, reaching nice and long. Just a couple of breaths. And if it feels okay today, opening up our knees and bringing the toes together if we can. So this is just going to be a wide-legged child's pose. Knees are about mat width apart if that's okay today. If we just want to do a regular child's pose, this is your practice. This is your body. Whatever feels right. All right, we'll drop on down. This wide-legged child's pose, maybe resting our forehead on the mat. Couple of deep breaths here, breathing into that lower back, reaching long with our hands, slowing down the breath, that breath rhythm, those 3 and 4 counts on our inhales and exhales. In this wide-legged child's pose, we're just opening up in the hips here. We'll take one more gentle breath in, and on our exhale, we'll go ahead Bring those elbows back underneath our shoulders as we push ourselves up and make our way onto our bottom. All right. Let's extend our legs nice and long. Sitting up tall here, flexing our feet. So when we have our legs like this is a staff pose, and chest is proud. We're just sitting up nice and tall. Let's bring the left foot in. Bring those left toes just above the knee joint. Still flexing that right foot. We'll lift our hands all the way up toward the sky, taking a big breath in. And on our exhale, take that nice fold. It's just a little bit of a stretch here in those hamstrings, the back of the thigh. Gently making sure that we're keeping that left knee down. Sometimes it wants to ride up here, but we're in control. Maybe even bending that right knee a little bit, finding this deeper place in this stretch. Letting those shoulders round. It's all good here. We'll open up the shoulders again in a moment. It's okay if they're rounding. Let's go ahead, take an inhale, and push ourselves back up. Yes. All right, from here, holding on to that left foot, we're going to find cradle the baby. And this is where we place the left foot in the palm of our right hand, holding on to that left knee with our left hand. Just kind of hang out right here if this is okay. So we don't want to start like doing this crazy arching here and like, let me just grip it for dear life. No, just find this place where we can still sit up tall and hold on. And if your practice takes you to a place where you'd like to bring that left foot into the crease of your arm, if that works for you today, and still sitting up tall, go for it. Yes. Cradle the baby. I'm going to hold on to it with my hand. It's a little too much. We'll take one more gentle breath in here. And on our exhale, let's go ahead. Bring that left foot to the outside of the right hip, just as close as it can get. We're making our way to Turkish Twist, and it's important to remember that if this kind of twist is just not comfortable for us, or it hurts, or any kind of pain, maybe we don't want to do it. Listen to your body. This is a restorative practice, right? So if you'd like to just be in crisscross applesauce, go for it. Now would be a good time to get there. All right, so we have that left foot to the outside of the right hip. Let's swing that right foot to the outside of the left hip. And then I like to give myself a little lift here with my hands. The goal is to have the knees stacked on top of each other. And we remember that every single body is different. So some of us just might not be made to be able to do this particular twist, but perhaps crisscross is the better position, or even a butterfly stretch. Wherever it feels right for you, we'll just hang out here for a few breaths. Maybe even bringing our hands to the mat as we still sit up tall, leading with the chest, and take a little hinge forward. Oh, there it is. Yes. So good on the hips. So if you feel like you are clenching anything or holding on tight to something inside, right now I feel the heat happening way deep in there. So just take an exhale and see where there's some release. Where can you relax or let go? Just a little bit, wherever you're feeling that tightness. Yes. We'll take one more full breath here. Yes. All right. Let's go ahead. Release those hands back to that knee, carefully coming out of this. Let's lift that left leg. There we go. All right. Send the left leg all the way down, sitting up nice and tall, bringing the right toes just above the knee joint. Lifting with the hands, big breath in. Exhale, take that nice fold. Yes, take that stretch here. Maybe even holding on to the foot or to the ankle. Let the head be heavy. Just a couple of breaths. Remembering those 3 and 4 counts on our inhales and exhales. That's the mindful breath. That's our breath rhythm, our breath pace. That's where we always try to hang out. There we go. Gentle breath in here to prepare. Let's go ahead, push ourselves back up. There it is. Getting up for cradle the baby. We'll lift that right foot. Maybe hold on to that right leg. Maybe holding on to the right foot with our left hand, cradling it here. Or if we can go a little more, maybe that left foot or that right foot can make its way into the crease and we hold on that way. One side might be very different than the other. I find this side for me to be a little bit less challenging than the other side, so I can hang out here for a couple of breaths. We're never locked into any position. Just because we did one thing on one side doesn't mean we have to do it exactly the same way on the other. There we go. Cradle the baby right there. All right. From here, getting ready for that Turkish twist. Let's bring the right foot to the outside of that left hip. And then swing that left foot around to the outside of the right hip. Give yourself that little lift if you need it. Remember, if you just want to be in crisscross, go for it. Whatever works for you today. It's not called a yoga perfect, so there's no perfect way it's supposed to look. It's called a yoga practice. Sitting up tall, maybe bringing our hands to the side here. And let's just take a little hinge forward, finding some release in those hips. Find a place where we can kind of let go a little bit. Yes. Couple of breaths here. Neck is nice and long. Shoulders are back and down. Showing those hips some love. Our core area, our powerhouse, giving it the restoration that it needs. We'll take one more gentle breath in. And on our exhale, go ahead, release gently, unravel, come on out. Perfect. All right, we're going to make our way all the way down onto the mat. So, scooching to the top of our mat, sitting up tall, bringing our arms forward and drawing our shoulders back. We'll take an inhale here to prepare. And on our exhale, go ahead, pull that belly button in as we roll that spine down one vertebrae at a time. Oh, yes. Ooh, that feels good. Just down. Finding our way to our final relaxation pose. We'll be here for about a little more than 2 minutes, but if you need more time, that's why there's a pause button. So perhaps our legs are nice and long. Maybe we are in a butterfly stretch with the soles of the feet touching and the knees opening up. Or, this is my favorite, takes tension off of my lower back. Planting one foot on each side of the mat with the knees falling in toward each other. Eyes can be opened or closed. Great place to just remember our intention, whatever it is that brought us here today. Remembering that putting in the work is just as important as putting in the rest. And we have to work to rest. Certainly the word rest comes from restore, restorative, restoration. So important. And by all means, remembering the most important thing is that it is never selfish for self-care. So we'll just enjoy these last couple of moments here in our Shavasana. We start to bring some awareness back to our body just by wiggling our toes and fingers a little bit at a time, making slight movements with our hands and feet. And only when we're ready, making our way onto our right or left side in a gentle curled up position. If we'd prefer to stay on our back, that's absolutely an option. And then using the strength from our hand and our arm, let's go ahead, push ourselves up to seated. Whatever seated position feels good for us. Opening up our eyes, getting adjusted to that light, sitting up nice and tall. Lifting our hands up toward the sky, let's take a big breath in. Exhale, letting go of everything we don't need today. Inhale, taking in everything that's good coming our way, and releasing everything and everyone that does not work for our good. One more breath in as we bring our hands up and together at heart center. Thank you so much for practicing yoga with me today and just for taking this time for yourself. I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate yourselves a little bit more. And I just hope that you find your strength to find rest. Namaste. Thank you so much, you guys. Such a great practice. So if there's any type of sequence, or perhaps you're going through something, or you're like, is there a yoga practice for that? Please DM me, email me, alwaysontheflow@gmail.com. I love suggestions. I just love researching and coming up with practices and movements that are tailored to your needs and whatever it is that you're going through. So we're in this together, and I just appreciate you. So thank you very, very much. Have a great rest of the day. And remember, there's always more at alwaysontheflow.com.